doesn't love Bond? He's charismatic, cheeky, sarcastic, flirty, charming, optimistic, and on top of it, handsome. This guy, apparently, throughout my gameplay, this guy has been nothing but pieces off my ass. Give me a break, bro. If I was James Bond, I would pieces straight away. Thank God they didn't let me become him though. Anyway, 007 First Light is the first James Bond's game that we've got after 14 years. That was more than a decade ago. And GoldenEye 007 that was released in 1997 was the first major breakthrough that put 007 games on everyone's radar. Truth to be told, I only watch James Bond movies. I haven't tried any of the 007 games before, so this is my first time experiencing it. 007 First Light is made by IO Interactive, the same developers that made the Hitman series. I've played Hitman before, and this is a stealthy agent type kind of game, so if this was made by the same developers, then I think I'd know what to expect. So the story revolves around James Bond. He starts as a young naval air crewman when projectiles shot down his helicopter during his operation near Iceland. Then he got stranded. His main objective in the prologue is essentially survival. He sneaks out mercenary scam, freeing hostages and recovering an important item. His whole action catches the MI6 attention. Then he's recruited into a 00 program. Because this is supposedly a James Bond origin, instead of a polished super spy, we've got a reckless, inexperienced, and impulsive James Bond, which is refreshing. I mean, we get to witness his growth and see how he gradually becomes the cool, calculated super spy we've always known. After the prologue, we get a classic movie-style montage of Bond training in the 00 program. I really enjoy this section because instead of dragging us through a boring 1-hour tutorial with no real stakes, the game lets us train alongside Bond while learning combat, gunfights, enemy takedowns, and distraction mechanic, and I will say that they've done a good job on making an engaging tutorial. Besides Bond, we have other supporting characters, and one who really stands out. You know who I'm talking about. Holy! They don't play with character design. It's only about an hour in game, but they've already given us her. What's up with IO Interactive giving us these many attractive women? Not complaining though. So one noticeable difference between this game and the Hitman series is that we're not working alone. We've got a teammate and we communicate with each other. The more I play, the more I like these guys, especially Monroe and Cressida, because they're not just a side character. There's a bond between them. I'm positive that they will have a long-lasting friendship. Moving on to the gameplay, we are a secret agent, so stealth is one of the most noticeable gameplay. I gotta tell you something, man, I'm really bad at stealth. I always get distracted and ended up being discovered. But I gotta say, the stealth in this game is really fun. There's a lot of gadgets that you can use in order to step up your gameplay, like phone darts to make enemies sick or hacking device to distract enemies. There's also another approach. If you don't enjoy a stealthy game, you can jump straight into them, throw a punch and make a mess. If you're dealing with a bunch of enemies, there will be a prompt like license to kill. That way you can use your gun to eliminate your enemies. The gunfight in this is also another highlight. You can use some kind of focus bar to slow down your vision in order to hit your target accurately. Damn, this is so cool. Also, I need to remind you that this is a linear stage game. If you want to replay some stages, there's a mod called Tag Sim or Tactical Simulator that you can unlock after finishing the intro mission. Once unlocked, you can revisit the main story levels and engage in all kinds of special challenges and training tests. But there's a catch. In order to play Tag Sim, you have to be online. I really don't get the idea on why you have to be online in order to play a single player linear game. Yeah, it's a feature, but it's not a PvP mode or an online required one. Maybe because there's a leaderboard, but still, it doesn't make any sense. I paid almost $70, but I can't use some of the best features in the game. But at least I get to see the baddies. Speaking of baddies, the graphics in this game really enhance their beauty. I mean, look at this. If you look at it closely, sure, it's not the most advanced graphic or next gen. This kind of graphic is not something new, but the presentation, it's something else. The film grain really helps the atmosphere. And the lighting, it's stunning. It helps a lot actually. When you are on a mission, the lighting gives every location its own distinct mood and identity. What makes it stand out is how cinematic it feels. Also, it runs pretty well on my rig considering I have a potato PC. At this point, other developers should know that you don't have to make hyper-realistic graphics to bring out the uniqueness of the game. Art style, lighting, color, that's what's important. All I can say is that I'm impressed with this game, like really impressed. 007 First Light really brings out the spy style game with its stylish action, cinematic presentation, and just a game that's fun to step into. If you like Hitman, I think you should definitely try this one. And that's all for my quick review. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.